Hey, what's up? It's Panzergoons here, back with some more World of Warplanes. And in this video, I want to talk about when you should cap or when you should kill. Basically, at the end of the game, you're down and you kind of have to make that choice. Do you try to cap another base to try to get some points back? Or is it just too late and you just have to try to kill all of the aircraft to get the win before time runs out? Which is exactly what happened in the battle I'm going to show you. And I was flying the TA-183. It's a Tier 9 German light fighter that's basically all speed and firepower. It's one of the fastest. It's one of the most heavily armored. It's basically a mini ME-262 at Tier 9 in a light fighter form, essentially, is what it comes down to. And it also comes with this guy in the hangar. I don't know why, but I think he just likes staring at it. If you switch to another aircraft, he disappears. But for some reason, he really likes this one. But that's the little introduction, so let's go right into the game now. Alright, so here we are in the replay, and I'm going to forward most of the game, but I just want to highlight a couple things.
Pilots, get ready for action.
This is the all garrison map. So straight away, you already know there's going to be a lot of capping, and bombers are a real disadvantage at this type of map because any type of aircraft can cap a base with just the 3 ADA. So bombers, you get a lot of points, but they're at a disadvantage. So it's not as easy to be successful in bomber in this type of map because anyone can cap. But like I mentioned, you always have to be capping. And this is one of those games where whenever I get something, the other team gets something. Every time I try to get ahead, they always have an answer. Now the main opponent is going to be the Yak-19, and this F2G, he doesn't really do much, so I don't know if he's a new player or something like that. But he's the one that's mainly, I would think, doing a lot of the capping. So we're starting off normal, one and one, and I'm gonna start forwarding this a little bit here because at the beginning of the game, my thing is to just cap as many as I can. So I got this one. I'm gonna get this one pretty soon. I had to get away. I come back. We're gonna get this. This is kind of like a mini map review, I guess. Not much crazy is happening gameplay wise. So we get that, and now I'm heading toward the center. Like, okay, and then with this type of aircraft, how I mentioned, you can't really dogfight. You're basically a heavy fighter in a light fighter body. You have tier 8 heavy fighter guns, arguably tier 9. You got 330s in there, and you can't turn it off. So you just have to keep the speed up, and you just have to hope that you don't get another fast tier 9 or fast tier 10 light fighter because they're just as fast as you, but you can't outmaneuver them. What you really have to do is do a lot of the damage at the merge, and then hope to get a crit. Other than that, you're pretty much dead in the water. But as you can see, the enemy team has built up a big lead already. So I'm trying to just systematically just stick to the game plan and just keep capping. So I got one right there, right? Then the other team gets one. And you're gonna notice that every time I get one, the other team gets it, and I'm always on the back foot. I'm never really able to start getting a lead. So I'm gonna forward it a little bit here once again. I come into this sector, kill ADA. All right, so maybe I can start building a little lead here. I'm gonna forward this a little bit more, but as you can see, they're about almost 200, and then they get another one. So it's virtually impossible to start accruing a lead. And then this is the first time that I see the enemy Yak, and I'm thinking, all right, he sees me, he's gonna want to go head to head, and I'm feeling pretty good because I have the altitude advantage, I have the speed advantage, and if I can get some decent shots on him, the Yaks are very fragile aircraft. So if I get a crit or if I get his tail out, I think I could turn around and do some damage. But he's pretty smart. He just ignores and he goes to the other cap. So right away that tells me this guy is just going to be capping and capping. So a golden opportunity. The base had just clicked over. I waited a couple seconds, and then I took out that key 94. 60 capture points. Half of the base is captured right there. And this is one of the downfalls of this aircraft. The angle was pretty steep, and you really want to kill aircraft on the first pass. You don't really get a chance to do a second pass, especially if they're enemy humans. So we just got another garrison. All right, let's start to make some sort of lead. Let's start to make a dent, and they get another one right away. So this is why I wanted to highlight this video, because you're going to get these type of games where, especially where there's a player on the other team, for everything you do, they have an answer to it. And finally, we got the little advantage here, but sure enough, just a few seconds pass, and then they capture it again. So at this point in the game, Squall lines up, or it's just about to be up, and I think this is the major turning point. So the game plan has been capping the whole game. But if you notice here, the closest cap, I mean, there is no close cap. They're both far away. For me to make my way all the way over there and start capping, the other team is just going to be capping these. So there's really no point to try to cap anymore. And you have to notice that and just look at the team. At this point, I made the decision. My best bet to win is to try to just kill all of the enemy aircraft. There's no way I can get over there and cap, because as you can see throughout the whole game, all they were doing when I would cap something else would just get capped. So I think this is kind of something that I think a lot of players miss, and they just focus on one thing, which is natural. But you have to be able to change up your strategy. So the idea here, I'm going after the bomber. The bombers are the main ones that are going to be capping things. Squall line already hit, so if I take out the bombers, at least I can keep what I have. So I have a little bit more time to take out the other aircraft. So I have used all my boost. I don't have much of that going on, but luckily it's a tier 8 bomber, and it's a bot, so it's not flying too fast. And I'm just now focused, just take out as many targets. I see a light fighter down here. I know the bomber was up there, but I'm just trying to take out aircraft, everyone I see. My fellow human here is going after this bomber, and as you can see, they get another one. And now the score is 750. So basically time's running out. And if we take a look, a lot of their bots actually died, and so did the player. And I think it was because a lot of them were capturing this area, and when it flipped, a lot of people are always in the center. And when they have their stuff going on, it's easy for a lot of bots to just die when there's a lot of people, or there's a lot of bots around. Bots just start dying, especially in the enemy house sector. And they had just flipped it, so this was blue before. So if bots are here, they're going to go to the next blue one, which was this one. And I think that was something that helped out a lot. They all happened to be grouped in this area, because not too long ago, there was still a lot of them alive. But there's that F2G, and then the GA still alive.
Almost all enemy aircraft are destroyed.
So I heard that, and I see the IL-20. I'm like, okay, this is it. This is do or die. I hit my boost cooler, and then I see he's so low on health, 777. It's taking over, 786. Am I going to make it? And sure enough, I made it with 5 seconds to spare. I got the ace.
I'm proud of you,
And making that decision to kill and not cap was all the difference. So in conclusion, I hope that gave you some insights toward the end of battles, when you're on the fence, you're caught in between a rock and a hard place, you kind of don't know what to do. Take a look at the situation, take a look at what sectors need to be capped, and then see what the enemies are doing, where they are, and if you think you have a fast enough and good enough aircraft to get the job done, go for the total annihilation, go for the kill. But if you can't, try to get those high level sectors. Garrisons don't really pose much of a value, but this and that game they were all garrisons, so they were all equal. But sometimes getting that mining plant, getting the missile base, or the command center is definitely worth it. So it's just something to think about and something I thought was a cool little thing about the game I had to kind of highlight it here. So that will be it for this one, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.